Welcome back to Leah's Loot. This is video 2 here at the new year. Today is December 31st, 2025. I'm sitting here today getting my financial house ready for the new year, and I wanted to talk through some of my thinking, my mindset, my financial goals and plans, and some changes that are happening in my finances or the way I'm documenting that journey. So, we're going to start with systems and goals for 2026. The first one is adjust the numbers. I had to go back through my whole budget and realize that some subscriptions didn't need to stay. My car insurance was going up. My Amazon Prime membership was going down because I was finally able to save enough last year to be able to do an annual subscription instead of a monthly subscription. And I got a slight raise at one of my jobs, and I'll see $70 extra per paycheck. So I went through my normal monthly zero-based budget and immediately started crunching those numbers. Because of my income rise, my tithe amount will change, and my taxes will change. So I made adjustments to that. I also made a decision to bump what I spend in my Schwab account every month automatically. I was sending $100 for most of the year, and then for November and December I bumped that up to $135. And because of other places I was able to save money, I decided to bump it even more to $150. I haven't needed to adjust much around here, although I will say that gas prices coming down, I may find that I can adjust my gas down. And also, if you're brand new to the channel, you'll find out that I'm moving in sometime between April and May. And I will either be moving to West Virginia or Maryland. I have a job that requires me to spend most of my time at work in West Virginia and Maryland, even though I live in Western PA. So I'm looking at places I can move that would be in my district footprint and move me closer to the job that I got a year ago that I love and is a career position with room to grow. So a lot of what I'm planning now is really just for the first few months of the year, knowing that this big change is coming. I'm hoping for West Virginia because the cost of living is much lower in West Virginia than it is in Maryland. So we'll see how that plays out. But anyway, some of this, really will change. Like, I don't know what I'll be spending for internet or trash service or electricity at my new place. I don't know what my car insurance premiums or my renter's insurance premiums will be the next time. Some of I don't know if they will require me to register my dog in the county where I move, or what car registration will be. So there will be a lot of unknowns coming in just the next few months. So my whole budget breakdown is now significantly simplified, knowing that what I really need to concentrate on right now is preparing for the move, and other priorities are temporarily suspended. My bills at the moment going into 2026 are $1,888 a month. That's my rent, water, utilities, investments, tithes, taxes, and $50 worth of fund money. My variable expenses are $970 a month. That's food, gas, groceries, pet supplies, personal spending, and a little buffer in each of my accounts. My sinking funds are really just $63 a month because those top 5 are the only ones that I'm prioritizing right now. And then extra money that comes my way in the form of extra side gigs. I'm a musician, so I do concerts sometimes and speaking engagements, or any mileage reimbursement for my job. Those can go to these other things like my car fund. I'm working at trying to replace my car. Some gardening supplies for if or when I move in time to establish a garden this year, and any vacation that I want to take in the second half of the year. I've suspended all vacation goals for the first part of the year until I get moved, and I have no idea how expensive that would be or what kind of things I would need for the new house. I'm not spending any vacation money. I have a goal of $600 for a vacation later in the year. That's not a priority. My subscriptions cost me exactly $99 every month for all of this. 14 of that is part of my tithe. I sponsor a Zoom Pro subscription for the place that I work. So my new income is going from $4,282 per month to $4,422 per month. My expenses with all those added up is $3,020. That leaves $1,402 for me to use toward debt and toward some of those long-term savings goals after I make some progress on debt. And part of the sinking funds, even, like, I'm allocating these amounts to garden, car, and vacation. However, if I need that money when I move for anything else, for, transferring the tags on my car or getting a new car insurance premium that's more expensive, or anything I might need, that is not going to be the priority anymore. So these are goals that I have, but at the end of the day, anything that's part of the sinking funds or subscriptions is sitting in my high yield savings account, and it's there as like backup emergency fund if I ever find that I need it. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll get my way and I'll be able to move to a place that is significantly less expensive. Maybe the economy will continue to improve and the interest rates, I don't have a lot of confidence in that, but we'll see. The Fed. New sinking fund trackers. That's been a priority for me. I'm still designing those. I wanted some cute ones for myself, so I'm making those. I'm not printing them off or borrowing other people's. I have an idea in mind of what I want them to look for. But those sinking funds that I talked about, Christmas, my dog registration, car registration, my sinking fund for my annual Mint Mobile payment. The reason that's not listed as a bill or subscription is because in order to keep a credit card that I have active and in use, I use that to pay my Mint bill. So I save my monthly bill and use the credit card for that and a couple other expenses. So I have a monthly expense, a quarterly expense, and the Mint Mobile is annual. So monthly is internet, quarterly is trash, and annual is Mint, and that's the only activity on that card. But it keeps my card in good standing and keeps the balance low, and I'm able to pay it off every time I use it. Suspend extra debt payments until the move. So I'm still going to make some of those debt payments that I budget for out of my surplus, but extra money that comes in is just going to be towards savings right now until the move. After that, I'll have to be leaving my lower paying job to make the move. They already know that. I've put in my notice. My last day there will be Easter Sunday, April 5th. So after that, I'll need to be looking for either increasing my passive income, find a work from home job, or move quickly and land a new job as quickly as possible where I move. Problem is, until I know where I'm moving, I can't really look for on-site work anywhere. Increase investments, decrease fund money. I was giving myself $100 a month for fund money. It was $50 a paycheck. I have cut that in half. And I've moved that money over to increase my investments to Schwab. Continue savings challenge videos like this and the Leah's Loot videos. It keeps me accountable and it's fun and it puts me in contact with other members of the budgeting community. And so I'm going to keep making these videos. I love it. I'm going to finish the 100 envelope challenge that I'm already doing while I start my 2026 Roaring 20s challenge. Save $2,026 in 2026 that was created by Madeline Budgets. Madeline or Madeline, I'm not sure how she pronounces it, but anyway, you'll see that in my next video when we do January savings challenges. And then this is the big one, guys. And this is it. Save every extra dollar. All of my rollover money, all of my gift money, any side earned money, anything I can, at any point I can find a way to save money, like reduce my bills. Right now, my car insurance is the one that I'm investigating because my premium is going up $40 for the next 6 months. I always pay the whole 6 months to get the discount. And I have no claims. I have no accidents, clean driving record, no issues at all. And this is the third consecutive time they've raised my premiums. And so I'm shopping for insurance right now. If I can save any dollar from that, it's going into savings. I'm saving my extra coins. I mean, literally everything. Right now, the key is making sure that I have a nice cushion. If I have trouble finding work when I move, I need to be considerate of that. The fact is, when I moved to where I'm living now at the end of 2021, I was trying to start a business and I didn't succeed at my venture. And so I had to look for other jobs to carry me through. And as a catch-22, it was like, I needed the income now, but then the more I worked, the less time I had to invest in my business. So my business never really took off, but I really wasn't working the kinds of jobs locally that was making me a lot of money. I was unemployed for 5 months of 2022, and then I only had a part-time job, and then I got a second part-time job. None of them came with benefits. None of them could guarantee me good hours. I was 2 retail jobs. I was on my legs all day. I was putting miles on my car, but not making a good hourly wage. It was just a bad situation. I'm sure some of you have been in that situation before where you just need income. So you take the first opportunity that comes your way because something is better than nothing. But if you're not careful or strategic, it becomes a burden pretty quickly. And that's what I felt with mine. I'm no longer in that situation, but when I move, I will be. If I'm not prepared, I will be stuck not having adequate income. So I'm saving now so that I'm not in that situation then. I'll have money for a month or 2 or 3. I think I can have enough money saved by the time I get to Easter to have 3 fully funded an emergency fund with 3 fully funded months. And that's without extraneous spending. That's just the necessities, but 3 full months. So I feel so much better. I feel like I'm not stressed out about the move this time. I'm much more confident about my plan this time, and I'm in such a better financial position. Even though I'm not a big income earner, I'm making $4,000 a month in a high tax, high expense state. But I'm still doing okay. I'm living within my means. I'm paying down the outstanding debts that I had because of unemployment and low income. And I'm saving, giving myself a cushion, giving myself the peace of mind. I've even had to spend my emergency fund a couple times this year or from it. And I was able to replenish that very quickly so that it's even this is just my starter, like $1,000 that I keep nearby so that I can access it quickly. When something goes wrong, I can handle it. It's no problem. This is the beauty of zero-based budgeting, is you're strategic. I joke, like, this is Leah's loot. I'm giving all my loot a job. But honestly, give your money an assignment. Give it a job. You are the master and the money is the slave, and you are allowed to order it around. You are the boss and your money is the employee. You don't work for your money. Your money works for you. You have to get that mindset. And then be brutal and ruthless. If you're in debt, pay down the debt. Pay down the debt. Make extra money, pay down the debt. Make sacrifices, temporary sacrifices, pay down the debt. Give your loot the assignment of freeing up your mental bandwidth, simplifying your life. If your house is cluttered, declutter it. Minimize, simplify. Clear away the visual clutter, the noise, simplify your spending, know what money's going out, what money's coming in, know your interest rates, pay down the debts that you're just paying. It took me 20 years of grown-up life to figure out that interest is free money that we give to people or companies who are wealthier than we are as a tribute. It's like, oh, thank you, oh rich one, for being richer than me. Here's even more money from my poor pocket to your rich pocket for the privilege of using your money because I didn't have any. Like, how stupid is that? When I finally realized that that's what we do with interest, that we add our own money and give it to somebody that we never borrowed it. That was never their money. It's our money, and we're giving it away. And then I think back over the years when I was carrying huge credit card debt and a student loan and a car note. And I think at one point I even had a personal loan on top of all that. And I had a charged off card, which is terrible. And an old tax bill. I mean, I was just like drowning in debt. And it finally occurred to me to sit down and crunch numbers and go, oh my gosh, the amount of money that I have paid in interest to places where I borrowed it because I was not being a responsible steward of my own resources, could have purchased my first home. I could have probably triple the amount that I have right now in my retirement fund. I wouldn't be renting a house. I would have paid cash for a better car than the one I have. I wouldn't have been consistently car poor for all those years. I just can't even imagine what the quality of my life would be like today if that money had stayed in my pocket and I had given it an assignment instead of just handing it to the places where I was borrowing all the time. The way debt is marketed to us is such a lie. It's a sham. It's theft. It's mental and emotional manipulation. I want you to get out of that cycle. Okay? If you want help with that, videos and channels like mine and so many others can help you with that. But if you're going into 2026 and you need a kick in the pants, it's that. Do not spend one more penny than absolutely necessary paying interest to anyone ever again for the rest of your life. Get out of the debt cycle to save yourself the interest money, and then that money stays in your pocket. All those payments stay in your pocket. And now you can actually put your money to work, not paying your old self, but paying your current self and your future self. Okay? So those are my systems and goals, plans, and an overview of my budget. We're going to adjust the numbers, which I did. I'm making new savings, sinking funds trackers. I'm suspending extra debt payments until a move so that I'm sure I have enough money to live on if I need things for the house or I have trouble finding a job. I'm increasing my investments and decreasing my fund money. I have plenty to entertain me. I don't need to spend more money than I was. And I'm continuing to make these challenge videos. I'm going to finish this 100 envelope. I don't know how long it'll take me. I don't have a timeline, but we're making excellent progress on it. A lot of the money I use for this are my mileage reimbursements. And I do a lot of driving. I put 30,000 miles on my car just in 2025. So I get a lot of mileage reimbursement back, and I can knock that out pretty quickly. I'm starting Madeline Budgets. Really cool looking challenge. I can't wait to show you that one. It's fun. And I'm saving every extra dollar. I am giving all my loot a job. I hope you are too. Thanks for hanging with me. Happy New Year. I'll see you in the next video.